Loki's Revenge, which is, yeah, you guessed it, it's another game that is roguelike in nature, where it's like a bullet hell survivor, vampire survivors like style game. For those of you who have never heard of anything like that, that's what it is. Dang, I guess I have to start as Thor, but I want to be Lady Sif because she looks super cool. Alright, well, whatever, we will start as Thor. Alright, we become invincible and double our move speed. That's a ton of stats. I like the presentation. Defeat 500 enemies. I can do that. Oh, okay, so it's not like an automatic attack, which is actually kind of nice. Movement speed. Indeed. That'll work. I'm always like a big fan of having like a really fast okay, well anyway, like what I was gonna try to say, it's like a very fast kind of initial level up. I don't know that I'm like a big fan of the sound for the like the stuff that we're getting, like these orbs. I don't really know what sound I would go with, because I mean they're blue things, little blue orbs. I don't know what kind of sound blue makes. I don't know. Let's go kill a skeleton. Hello, skeleton, die! Crap. That would have been hilarious if I died right there. Yeah, I realize now at this point I've really kind of like overestimated the ability of Thor, and I very well may die here quite early. Which now what happens? Will this kill me? Let's try it. No, it doesn't. All right, it just actually takes away one of the hearts that we have. You know, I will say that is a really good sign when I play a title like this, and I kind of purposely take choices that might be super negative and result in my death. And the reason I say that's kind of a positive is because it means that I am, pretty readily sure that I'm going to go back in and, try this a second time. Which is good news, and it's always really good news for games like this, because, a lot of times they can become kind of, like, dull after a little bit. It's really one of those, like, potentially difficult location or times to, I think really, keep somebody interested, to the point that it actually, is just a rewarding and entertaining experience. But, I mean, from what I've experienced so far, it's really promising. Damage isn't even pickup range. I'm sorry. The, the skill's name is Poop. That is, that's hilariously awesome. And you know what, this is, just because of that, I'm going to put this on my wish list. Just because I think that is absolutely ridiculous and very silly. But I would imagine that Thor probably really would have an aura of poop around him. Really want that chicken wing. There we go. So I'm actually really disappointed in his, like, special ability. It doesn't really seem to be that great. I'm just gonna hold on to it for a while. Seems like it's not something I really, really need. I haven't seen too many weapon upgrades or choices, and Mjolnir is not really that powerful. And at like 5 minutes into the experience, you know, it's where I got to start trying to make those decisions for these, because let's see, I only have to kill 500 enemies. It seems like that is definitely going to happen. We get a kind of a new weapon attack. There haven't been, like, again, there haven't been very many choices when it comes to actual weapons we can use, which it's not like a terrible thing, because we're leveling up so quickly that you know, it feels like you know, I don't know, progress is happening at a pretty quick pace. I may not be getting a lot of new weapons, but or new attacks, but you know, everything's going nice and smooth and quickly. It feels really good and responsive. I'm having a good time. So, like, I'm not going to complain too much about that, but I do wish we had more weapon attacks at this point. Alright, so we did it. 500 bosses or enemies killed. Alright, so what happens afterwards? Do I get to do anything new? No. It looks like none of our stuff carried over. So it's just like kind of an idea of like the characters we would have. I'm not really sure that it makes sense to show off that, like, oh, well, you get to play as Odin, you get to play as Sif. And in these other characters, I mean, like, I can understand, like, all these that are question mark, because it tells me that there's going to be a lot of extra characters, but I don't know, like, showing me the characters that, you know, there are other ones, but they're not available for me to use, it kind of, I don't know, like, it's like blue balling me, I guess. I would like to play as Odin or Sif. I wish I could see what was in the upgrade screen. Even if I couldn't see what the upgrades were, it'd be nice to see, to give me an idea of what kind of stuff I would actually be able to unlock in the future. But, because in games like this, one of the things that I am most curious about is how will progression work? Like, what is going to be the point? No way, come on. This can't be legit. No! No. Okay, hold on, let's see. Okay, there we go, you have to restart. For a second there, I was thinking, like, we're just not going to be able to play again, which, definitely sucks. It would have sucked because, you know, I'm enjoying, you know, the experience, and I want to play it a little bit more before I, you know, kind of move on with my day. And it would have sucked if, it was like a one-time thing. Let's see. So one of the things that I think I want to point out as something that I'm actually quite happy with is this does start you off with a pretty decent movement speed, and then like that 20% increase is nice as well. And anybody that's followed me play games like this in the past knows that I have my biggest pet peeve is having just kind of ridiculously slow movement speeds for your character, because it just kind of I don't know, I feel like it makes the game more frustrating than it needs to be often enough. Because, you know, maybe you can't get away from enemies, you can't position yourself in a way to actually do anything, and then it just becomes like this frustrating experience. So I'm really glad to see that this game does not suffer from that problem, and it definitely puts us in a very promising, you know, aspect. Limelight. I don't know. Whatever word I'm looking for, that's what it does. But it does a very positive thing. Yeah, yeah, so anyway, like, I mean, I'm definitely interested in seeing, like, what happens with stuff. I think, you know, from demo purposes, I do like that, you know, the goal is to kill 500 enemies. However, I think what I would have liked to see is, you know, 500 enemies and a boss. Because that one little red enemy that I just killed, I look at that guy as more as like a mini-boss or just like an elite enemy. He was fun to kill, he gave me all kinds of experience, and that was awesome, but, you know, not really that big of a threat, not really super interesting in the grand scheme of killing a whole bunch of skeletons and stuff, and then goblins. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I would like to have seen like a boss to have like a general idea of like what kind of other enemies might I see. Anyway, this location, the sporadically forested location, is nice. I don't know that I would go with this color of green personally. Or maybe I would add like more grass like in random places just to make it feel a little bit more lively. But overall, like, it does look nice. I do like that the enemies seem to react. Well, never mind. I was going to say I like that they seem to react to the trees, but they do not. They just, for whatever reason, happen to be kind of like congregating together. I guess they just don't want to be alone. You know, they want to just... They want to be together and, you know, try to enjoy their day. And I don't blame them because it is Tuesday. I had to think about it, like, what day is it? So, I mean, like, overall, like, I mean, it's just, it's been a really cool, positive experience. I like it. That's really, I guess, all there is to say. Like, I mean, I guess now it's the point I would just tell you the stuff I like about it. Well, I like the combat. I like that we have active shooting. And I don't mind the games that are like this that have, you know, auto shooting and stuff. But I don't know, there's just something like this old school feeling to being able to actively shoot your enemies. It just, it kind of makes me feel more active in what I'm doing, because I have a sense of control that I don't have in a lot of games like this. And it's always nice to have that control. It's nice to be able to look at this and be like, you know what, I am purposely choosing this guy right here. Screw you, very in particular, Mr. Orc Goblin, or whatever they happen to be. And that's nice, you know. It's nice, and I like it. I don't know how I feel about like these skills that you can get that are a mixture of positive and negative. It does seem like you can probably kind of properly offset things in a way that would be kind of on the positive side, but it also feels like you could kind of very quickly screw yourself. I did not choose to run with the stat screen up. I think I would probably need to run with the stat screen to make sure I actually kind of don't put myself in a really bad situation. And again, like, this invincibility thing he does isn't really that exciting. It's like, oh wait, hold on, I could have like been shooting faster during that period of time? Well, whatever. No one ever would accuse Thor of being massively intelligent. I don't know, actually. Maybe he was. Let's see. Let's make ourselves even slower. What a terrible choice. But that's actually, like, really cool, though. I mean, I do think, you know, some of this stuff is, you definitely, if you had the stats screen up, or if I guess, whatever, I would probably have a much better time of making some of these choices instead of just kind of randomly selecting things. But yeah, I mean, overall, like, it's just really well done. Like, You know, this is a very enjoyable title. It's quite entertaining. I do like that we had 500 kills to do for the demo and not like more, but at the same time, I definitely wish we had more stuff to do with this. And that's always like a rough situation with the demo. Like, how do you make it just enough time to get people to play and everything? And you know, how are you going to get people to play it again? Especially if there's like nothing that's like continuing you. There's not really like a whole lot of reason for you to continue playing the demo outside of the first 5 minutes you played, because there's no upgrades or anything you get to do. I would have loved to have seen a few upgrades that I could have done for Thor. Just a few, or maybe, you know, maybe give me the option to play as Lady Sif or Odin. You know, just give me a little bit more taste of what's to come, because you definitely grabbed my interest. But, you know, when I look at the store page, it's kind of like, when is this coming out? 2025. I don't know when in 2025, but it's coming out in the future and everything, and that's great. You know, it's next year. That's a year that's definitely going to happen. But without a firm release date, like, you know, I've played this, it'll go on my wish list, it's earned a spot there, but, you know, for me at least, it's something that it is very easy to get lost amongst all the other games and potentially forgotten about until, like, you know, we get closer to release. Anyway, that being said, I think it's a very solid demo, and I had a good time with it, and I'm just blabbering on at this point, so highly recommended. The link is in the description. I encourage you to go and check it out. Enjoy killing these little skellies and orc guys and, you know, pixel art magic. And, yeah, that's it. Links in the description, as I said. Go give it a shot. If you like it, hit that wishlist button. And thanks for watching.